Good morning, students. In the last video, we discussed limitations or criticisms of Fisher's equation. In the earlier video, we discussed cash transaction approach of quantity theory of money. Today, we are going to discuss cash balance approach of quantity theory of money. It is also known as Cambridge approach because the approach has been developed by economists of Cambridge University, Marshall, Pigou, Robertson, Keynes, etc. As per your syllabus, we will also discuss Pigou's equation. Now, here very important point should be noted that cash balance approach is also similar to cash transaction approach. But there are some differences between cash transaction approach and cash balance approach. So before discussing Pigou's equation, we will try to understand what is cash balance approach. So first, what do you mean by demand for money? In cash transaction approach, we discuss that Fisher has laid emphasis only on medium of exchange function. It means only one aspect of money, spending aspect. But this approach laid emphasis on store of value function. Apart from medium of exchange, money also plays a very important function, which is store of value. Means money aspect, money का कौन सा aspect है? Holding aspect. Not only spending aspect, but holding aspect. Means your demand for money means demand to hold cash balance. How much money or what amount of cash balance we would like to keep in cash, and that's why it is known as cash balance approach. We already discussed this point in demand for money approach. Demand for money means here demand to hold cash balance. So what is total demand for money? Total demand for money means aggregate purchasing power which people wish to hold. क्यों मनी चाहिए हमको? क्यों मनी में हम लोग स्टोर करना चाहते हैं? Because money has got the power, purchasing power. So total demand for money means aggregate purchasing power which people wish to hold. And there are two motives. Transaction motive, to make daily transaction, to bridge the interval between receipt of income and expenditure, and precautionary motive we already discussed, to meet unforeseen expenses. So here demand for money means to hold cash balance, holding aspect, laid emphasis on store of value function. Second, supply of money is a stock concept over a period of time, not but particular point of time. It discuss on particular point of time. We discussed already that supply of money is autonomously determined by central monetary authority. So far as India is concerned, it is autonomously determined by Reserve Bank of India, RBI. And frequent changes in supply of money is neither possible nor advisable. तो कैश बैलेंस अप्रोच क्या कहता है कि स्टॉक ऑफ मनी और सप्लाई ऑफ मनी जनरली रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट इन द शॉर्ट पीरियड. According to cash transaction approach, demand for money remains constant. Here, demand for money does not remain constant. Supply of money remains constant because it is autonomously determined by central monetary authority, and frequent changes is neither possible or nor advisable. So, what is the main determinant of price level? Demand for money. Sorry. In cash transaction approach, the main determinant of price level was supply of money. Here main determinant of price level is demand for money. How? We can explain. Demand for money rises, demand for goods and services falls. आप लोगों को ये थोड़ा strange लग रहा है. What is? Why? Because people can have large amount of purchasing power in hand only by reducing expenditure on goods and services. Getting my point? I am trying to explain you कि जैसे जैसे डिमांड फॉर मनी बढ़ेगी, डिमांड फॉर मनी हम लोगों ने कैश ट्रांजेक्शन में क्या कि वाई वी डिमांड फॉर मनी, बिकॉज वी हैव टू मेक एनी ट्रांजेक्शन. हाँ, सपोज मुझे कोई चॉकलेट खानी है तो मैं मनी की डिमांड करूंगा. मगर कैश बैलेंस अप्रोच क्या कहता है कि वो तो चॉकलेट की डिमांड थी, वो मनी की डिमांड नहीं थी. मनी वॉज प्लेइंग जस्ट मीडियम ऑफ एक्सचेंज फंक्शन. डिमांड फॉर मनी मतलब you want to hold certain amount of money in hand which can be spent in future either for transaction motive or precautionary motive. तो जैसे जैसे होल्डिंग के लिए मनी बढ़ेगा वैसे वैसे डिमांड फॉर गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज फॉल्स. I can have large amount of money in hand only when I reduce my expenditure on goods and services. मैं गुड्स और सर्विसेज की डिमांड कम करूंगा, मतलब उसके ऊपर एक्सपेंडिचर मैं रिड्यूस करूंगा, तभी आई कैन हैव मोर डिमांड ऑन, आई कैन हैव मोर मनी इन हैंड. सो डिमांड फॉर मनी राइजेस, डिमांड फॉर गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज फॉल्स, consequently price level falls, and price level falls means purchasing power rises. We already discussed there is an inverse relationship between value of money and price level. जैसे जैसे प्राइस लेवल बढ़ेगा वैसे वैसे वैल्यू ऑफ मनी कम होगी और परचेसिंग पावर कम होगी. Now the question arise, demand for money rises, demand for goods and services falls, price level falls. false. ये भी आप लोगों को थोड़ा स्ट्रेन लगेगा, बिकॉज वॉट यू हैव स्टडीड इन फर्स्ट ईयर बीकॉम, FY बीकॉम, लॉ ऑफ डिमांड. अदर थिंग्स बीइंग इक्वल, अ राइज इन प्राइस ऑफ प्रोडक्ट लीड्स टू फॉल इन डिमांड एंड वाइस वर्सा. जैसे जैसे प्राइस बढ़ेगी वैसे वैसे डिमांड कम होगी. मतलब देयर इज इनवर्स रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन डिमांड फॉर द प्रोडक्ट एंड प्राइस ऑफ प्रोडक्ट. और यहां क्या है, डिमांड फॉर गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज फॉल्स, प्राइस लेवल फॉल्स. मतलब रिलेशन क्या है, डायरेक्ट. हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल? लॉ ऑफ डिमांड और फंक्शन ऑफ डिमांड को मैथमेटिकली हम लोग क्या कह सकते हैं, डिमांड इज अ फंक्शन ऑफ प्राइस. फंक्शन इन मैथमेटिकल पैरेलल्स, फंक्शन इंडिकेट और एक्सप्रेसेस रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन टू टाइप्स ऑफ वेरिएबल. वन इज इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल and other is dependent variable. More precisely, one is a cause and other is an effect. So what you studied in first year BCom, well, changes in price is a cause and changes in demand is an effect. Price change होने के कारण demand change हो, but here relation is different. Here price is a function of demand, where demand is a cause and price is an effect. When price is cause and demand is effect, relation कौन सा हो जाएगा, inverse. But here क्या है, price is a cause while demand is an effect. Price is a function of demand. I am giving the practical example. Prices of property, value of properties, real estate in a very bad situation. It is passing through a very very bad recession. कि मेरे पास फ्लैट है और मेरे फ्लैट की प्राइस कम हो गई है. मेरा फ्लैट पहले उसका वैल्यू 30 लाख रुपीस था, अब उसका कोई 25 लाख रुपीस भी ऑफर नहीं कर रहा है. प्राइस कम होने का कारण क्या है, क्योंकि डिमांड नहीं है. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो व्हाई प्राइस फॉल्स, ड्यू टू फॉल इन डिमांड. प्राइस, डिमांड कम होने के कारण प्राइस कम हो गई. सो डिमांड फॉर गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज क्या है, इट इज कॉज एंड प्राइस लेवल इज एन इफेक्ट. तो ये रिलेशन चेंज हो गया टू रेजिस्टेंट डायरेक्ट. Getting my point? So when you are not able to sell your goods or services at particular price, what you have to do? You have to reduce your price. क्यों reduce करना पड़ा? Because price demand कम है. So when demand become cause and price become an effect, obviously There is direct relationship. That's why try to understand fully. When demand for money rises, because here demand for money मतलब desire to hold cash balance और desire कभी constant नहीं रहती. Demand for money rises, demand for goods and services fall because people can have large amount of purchasing power in own hand. Only by reducing expenditure on goods and services, price level falls and consequently purchasing power rises. So in this lecture, introductory lecture, we discuss cash balance approach, which is also known as Cambridge approach. Demand for money, here laid emphasis on store of value function. Why we would like to hold money in cash, either for transaction motive or precautionary motive. Stock of money or supply of money is a stock concept which can be discussed particular point of time. In short period it remains constant. Demand for money rises, demand for goods and services falls, price level falls, purchasing power rises. Thank you very much for